EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former Buckeye, the young rookie QB from Ohio State.
And as we watch this young man play, let's never forget, he's a rookie quarterback. That means he's going to go through the inevitable growing pains. Like any quarterback, he's going to have to adjust to the speed of the game because things fly in the NFL. And every snap, absolutely invaluable for long-term development. Nothing like game reps in order to improve in this league.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Right back to him on first down. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first two plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
Down to about the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Howard. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
They find some open field here. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
We'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now he'll tuck this and run. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
15 yards. That's good for a Steelers first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Warren will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
Now Washington, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Darnell Washington punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers are on the board first here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0.
Texans nothing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
First carry now for David Montgomery. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Here's Stroud. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Jalen Warren. Incomplete. E.J. Speed on the coverage.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. A handoff for Warren. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Here's 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
On 4th down, the Steelers call on Corliss Waitman to punt. Christian Kirk deep to return it. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Texans will take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
And the Texans, 1st down. A 51-yard gain.
Nothing fancy there. A little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
He was brought down by
it's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 12-yard line.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
T.J. Watt there on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Stroud. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
A 28-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Looking to put a drive together. They go play action here on first down. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's second down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
The Steelers, first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain. So when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
A short one there to Freiermuth. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 48-yard line.
Running left, it's Warren. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 58 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Warren, 26 yards. And the Steelers are able to extend their lead. A pretty well-executed run. They were telling us yesterday, Charles, they were hoping to get everybody in sync, the line, the backs, and everybody looked in sync on that play.
They were in sync, and the field tilted. And that's where we get the term running downhill, because when you've got that kind of momentum and everyone's doing it properly as you just described, it does feel like they are coming from downhill to you as a defender, and that is really hard to stop.
Boswell for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Steelers.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Oh, he shifts past him. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Houston. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
And the Texans, first down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Texans.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now a 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. That's complete to Dell. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Dell. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Steelers' 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll fake the jet sweep, and now Stroud to throw off play action. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And that one too wide and incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Stroud looking to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And Stroud now to throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake, because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back Jaylen Warren headed back onto the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown in their last. And the ball is knocked out. And the Texans scoop it. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Houston's offense taking over again. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
The previous play is under review.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Operating from the gun, Howard. His throw incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Out of the gun now on third down. That is caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
And the Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter.
It's a gain of 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Here's a 2nd and 5. And they'll send the tight end in motion. 2nd and 5. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The first catch of the ball game there for Metcalf. And a first down to boot.
A little football one-on-one there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On the give, it's Warren to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
He's brought down by Jamal Hill. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 36-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Off play action. Howard. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Howard. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 16.
That's another Steelers first down. First and 10.
Well, we always hear about the
16-yard
connections
line.
some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Now a run with Warren. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 12 more yards there and another first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Warren will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Warren with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now.
21. Texans 6.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
Chris Boswell.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, that's not exactly how they drew that one up, nor practiced it, because on first down, you're trying to get some yardage to set up second and third down calls. In this case, had to drop it off to his running back, but boy, they closed quickly on that one and stopped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it springs free. Montgomery loses it. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. On the run, it's Warren. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Howard. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
A gain of 3 yards.
They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Jalen Warren on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers continue to pull away here this first half. So his big first half continues. His 3rd touchdown already. They'll have to keep watch as this game goes along, how much they want to continue to ride him, because he could be on his way to a record-setting performance. Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Houston set to take over. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Stroud. And he couldn't square up to throw there, and it falls incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Stroud to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Following the fumble recovery, Howard. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and sneak it here. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
It's a gain of 2.
Give him 2 on the play there. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal.
Running the ball served them well all game long, and there's another example as they pick up a 1st down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. In motion, the tight end. Back to throw. Howard. And that's incomplete.
Just looking at from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Looking to throw. Howard. Throw left side complete. That's 1. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
A gain of 3 yards.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big gain.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Howard. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Boswell's kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together. and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Alex Highsmith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third and 19. A shotgun snap to Stroud. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Rush cut. And this is going to be a touchdown. Boy, problems with a snap. It leads to the block, and that in turn leads to 6 points the other way.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Boswell for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Able to get the pressure, get a paw on it, knock it down, and then go and grab it and take it into the end zone. What a play. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
And completes it to Kirk over the middle. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 39-yard line.
Second and a couple. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
First down, Houston.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Stroud working out of the gun. Montgomery, another target and catch.
I've worked with you long enough now to know you like that decision. Go safe, pressure coming, hit your guy underneath.
It's an excellent decision, but he knew it came with consequences, and that's him getting hit on the play, but able to dump it to his running back and gain some yardage. I liked everything about it, especially his ability to stay in the pocket and execute.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. T.J. Watt. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Third and 11.
Final play of the half, Stroud. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen here, and you never know what you're going to get in the NFL. Sometimes it goes down to the wire. Other times, it's blowout city, like what this game is shaping up to be. But hey, anything can happen, so let's go to the second half. Send it back out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The 71 yards on the ground so far for Montgomery. It's a first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
It's a gain of 2.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like, they like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play, maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Here's Stroud. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here's Stroud. They'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down.
That's another Steelers first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Here's Warren. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This one finds Austin out right. On the move past the 40. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin, 60 yards. And the Steelers just continue to roll. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Steelers.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
6.
And in the end, a Calvin Austin touchdown grab finished the drive off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll hand it off here. This is Mixon.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
2nd and 6.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Mixon with a first down carry. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Up the middle, it's Montgomery.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down.
Now Stroud.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
The Texans send the punter out. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line.
The Steelers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying, but nothing that they have done has worked so far.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots, and there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second down and 4.
Operating from the gun, Howard.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Trying to find Calvin Austin.
And it's 3rd and 4.
There defensively.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Howard now from the gun on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
They toss it to Warren.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
Wow, and even 200 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense.
He continues to be dominant running the football. I mean, keep feeding him, right?
Yeah, you should, because what he's put up already is really like a 2-game total. Give him a lot of credit, but give the rest of the offense credit as well. The big guys up front and the receivers on the perimeter.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Steelers are pouring it on.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Boswell for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense set to regain possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Stroud out of the gun here. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Stroud keeps it. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The focus after that run isn't how many yards they gained. It's that they gained a first down, and they've been running it well all game long.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down.
They'll fake the jet sweep, and now Stroud to throw off play action. Now he's going to step up and run.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Stroud looking to throw.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now, despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Now they'll change things up. Stroud will throw it. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
The Texans on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. Here it's 3rd and 3.
And Stroud now to throw.
They'll set up the screen here to mix it.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Looking to throw. Stroud. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
To Christian Kirk. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 22-yard line.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here. Back to throw. Stroud.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Second and 6 from the 10. Quick throw to Collins.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Mixon will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. And they're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 40-yard line.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. A handoff for Warren. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Kamari Lassiter on the tackle. That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Looking to throw. Howard. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 41-yard line.
Good for a Steelers 1st down.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're
over the middle, and there's a diving catch. A good pickup there at 22.
22 more yards.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll run it. Warren. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and
Bad
1.
news, they didn't get it on 2nd down. The good news is they still only need about 3 or 4 inches here on 3rd.
And the good play callers have looked at both situations. They've thought to themselves, okay, this call, I pick up the 1st down, already ready with that call. If I don't, this is what I'm going to come back with in order to pick it up.
They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Steelers 1st down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Warren. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point now by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Play action. Stroud now. Open man is Collins. He's got it.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
Second and 6.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's third down.
This now a 3rd and 4. Stroud to throw it. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Another one caught by Collins.
And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Steelers' 39-yard line.
Stroud.
And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
The throwing again is Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's Stroud. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Stroud will look to throw once more.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away.
They juked him. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On the give, it's Warren.
Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
And the Steelers 1st down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. That one looks like he'll throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
The Steelers earned the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.